Tiffany Stratton's trainer warned her mother WWE would fire her daughter if she took certain step. Vince Russo comments on CM Punk missing Raw shorts. Keep watching. Tiffany Stratton is one of the fastest rising stars in WWE. However, her trainer, wrestling veteran Greg Gang, recently revealed he advised her mother not to take a certain step that would have allegedly gotten her daughter fired. After receiving her training with Gang, the 25-year-old joined the Stanford-based company in 2021. She spent 3 years in NXT, during which she held the NXT Women's Championship for 107 days before joining the main roster last year. Since moving to SmackDown, the Buff Barbie has received a significant push under the creative leadership of Triple H. She won the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase last year and recently cashed in her contract to become the WWE Women's Champion. Speaking on the Straight Talk with the Boss podcast, Gagne recalled meeting Stratton and her mother during the SmackDown star's early days in the company. He claimed that Tiffany's mother told him they were getting a lawyer to copyright the star's ring name and her catchphrase, Tiffy Time. It's funny, her mom, when Tiffany started with the WWE, she was there for a while. She called me up. She was in town and wanted to have lunch. And her mom starts, thinks she knew more about wrestling than anybody in the world, and what they were gonna with Tiffany, and how they were gonna do it. I said, "What do you mean? What are you gonna do?" "Well, we're getting a lawyer. We're gonna copyright Tiffany Stratton and Tiffy Time," he said. Charlotte Flair to return to Wrestle. The wrestling veteran warned her against taking that step, telling her that Stratton would be fired if she did. The 76-year-old added that he advised the Buff Barbie's mother that her daughter must do what the company asked her to do. I said, WWE owns that, and if you start thinking with that stuff, she won't be there any longer, with an athlete like that. I said, yeah, with an athlete like that. I know she's a good athlete, but you can't. You just do what they tell you to do. Greg Gang detailed his interaction with Tiffany Stratton after her WWE Women's Championship victory. Earlier this month, Tiffany Stratton pinned Nia Jax to win her first championship on the main roster. In a previous episode of the Straight Talk with the Boss podcast, Greg Gang disclosed that he exchanged texts with his former trainee following her accomplishment. The wrestling veteran revealed that the WWE Women's Champion credited him for her success. Meanwhile, he warned her not to be arrogant and to watch out for the potential return of Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I sent Tiffany a little note. She sent me a nice remark back. I was proud of her. And she said, "I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you," which was very nice. And she did a great job. I sent back a little note the other day. Be careful now. Don't get too cocky and watch out for Becky and Charlotte. They're coming back, he said. Stratton will defend her WWE Women's Championship against Bayley this Friday on SmackDown. It will be interesting to see what the Triple H-led creative team has in store for her first title defense.